Hello dear aspirants and welcome to Civil Star. So guys, we are back with another session for UPSC Prelims 2021 for the section of English. So guys, if you can hear me and if you can see me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Good afternoon, Shubham Shukla ji, how are you? Jai Hind dear. Hello Alpana, good afternoon dear. I'm good, how are you? So guys, if you can hear me and if you can see me, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box and then we shall begin the session. I think we are live, right? So guys, all right, Thakur, thank you so much. So guys, before we begin, I would like to inform you about the CSAT course, prelims course that we have launched for quants, reasoning and English. So if you have not yet started preparing for your CSAT part, this would be a one-stop shop for this, and you can avail 30% discount as well using the code CSAT30. Good afternoon, Thakur, how are you? चलो गाइस, तो शुरू करते हैं अपना आज का सेशन। सबसे पहले जो लास्ट पैसेज में लास्ट सेशन में मैंने आपको एक होमवर्क पैसेज दिया था। सो जिसने अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया वो भी कर लो, लेकिन करना चाहिए था यार, होमवर्क आपके लिए होता है सो दैट यू कैन इवैल्यूएट योरसेल्फ, राइट। चलो गाइस, तो शुरू करते हैं। विद द रेफरेंस टू द पैसेज द फॉलोइंग assumptions हैव बीन मेड। सो हमें assumptions ढूंढनी थी और एक क्वेश्चन और था, व्हाट इज द विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज द क्रक्स ऑफ द पैसेज, दैट मींस central theme of the passage. Good afternoon, Uma Maheshwari. Welcome to the session. चलो guys, तो पढ़ते हैं. In general, religious traditions stress our duty to God. In general, जो हमारे religious traditions हैं वो focus करते हैं हमारे God के towards जो duty है वो, और to some universal ethical principle, या कोई universal ethical principle, बड़ों का आदर करना चाहिए, सब एक दूसरे की help करनी चाहिए, तो ये है मतलब हमारे religious traditions का principle. Now our duties to one another derive from these, कि एक दूसरे के प्रति जो हमारी ड्यूटीज होती हैं वो इन्हीं रिलीजियस ट्रेडिशन से आती हैं. Now the religious concept of rights is primarily derived from our relationship to this divinity or principle and the implication it has on our other relationships. So the religious concept of rights is primarily derived from our relationship to this divinity or principle and the implication it has on our other relationships. Now, this correspondence between rights and duties is critical to any further understanding of justice. Right? हमारे right क्या है और हमारी duties क्या है, इसी के बीच का जो तालमेल है उसी को हम justice के understanding बोलते हैं. But for justice to be practiced, rights and duties cannot remain formal abstraction. Absolutely. अगर example देता हूँ guys, अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि यार right to freedom to speech, right? अगर मैं बोलता हूँ freedom to speech is my right, ये मेरा राइट है, लेकिन अगर मैं किसी को गालियां देने लग जाऊं या अब्यूज करने लग जाऊं ये बोल के कि ये मेरा फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच है, वो गलत होगा. समझ रहे हो? तो ये कह रहे हैं कि जस्टिस को अगर प्रैक्टिस करना है तो राइट्स और ड्यूटीज दे कैन नॉट रिमेन फॉर्मल एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, कि भाई ये कोई रिजिड रूल्स नहीं बन सकते, ये अपने एक दूसरे के रहन सहन के लिए जरूरी होते हैं, लेकिन जस्टिस के लिए ये सब चीजें साइड में हो जाती हैं. दे शुड नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड. दे मस्ट बी ग्राउंडेड इन अ कम्युनिटी. ठीक है, common unity, that's what we call community. So they must be grounded in a common community, bound together by a sense of common union, which is called communion, right? Even as a personal virtue, this solidarity is essential to the practice and understanding of justice. तो ये चीज वो कह रहा है वो कि गाइस जस्टिस को समझने के लिए हम अपने राइट्स या हम अपने जो जैसे हम ड्यूटीज हैं या राइट्स हैं उनको बीच में नहीं ला सकते कि यार ये तो मेरी ड्यूटी थी. ठीक है, अब मैं रात को बोल रहा हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल देखना गाइस, मैं किसी ऐसे एरिया में जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग रहते हैं मेरे आसपास, मैं रात को 2 बजे लाउड स्पीकर पे मतलब बहुत जोर जोर से भगवान की पूजा कर रहा हूँ, राइट, जिससे सबकी नींद डिस्टर्ब हो रही है, और अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट करता है तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि नहीं ये तो मेरी ड्यूटी है टुवर्ड्स गॉड, तो वो जस्टिस नहीं होगा. तो ये कहना चाह रहा है इस पूरे पैसेज में वो, जस्टिस इज समथिंग वेरी डिफरेंट. इट शुड नॉट be it should not face duty and rights as obstacles. चलो guys, अब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं. So with reference to the passage the following assumptions have been made. First is human relationships are derived from their religious traditions. Human relationships are derived from their religious traditions. Okay, human beings can be duty bound only if they believe in God. ये हम समझ रहे हैं गाइस, ये गलत है। रिलीजियस ट्रेडिशंस आर एसेंशियल टू प्रैक्टिस एंड अंडरस्टैंड जस्टिस। देखो सेकंड तो मुझे दिख ही रहा है कि ये गलत है, तो जिस जिस ऑप्शन में सेकंड है मैं उसको एलिमिनेट कर सकता हूँ, तो वी कैन एलिमिनेट डी एंड बी। अब बचा ऑप्शन नंबर ए या सी, 1 and 3 ओनली। क्या आना चाहिए? अल्पना से सी। यस गाइस, व्हाट डू यू से? Religious traditions are essential to practice and understand justice. This is contradictory. See, guys, the correspondence between rights and duties is critical to any further understanding of justice. But for justice to be practiced, rights and duties cannot remain formal abstractions. So, ये contradictory हो गया. The correct option here is option number A. Hello, Stanzin, how are you? Yeah, there were some technical difficulties yesterday, so I couldn't take the session yesterday. But I'll make it up to you, I promise. We will take more sessions furthermore in the next coming weeks. So first is option number A. Very good, Beshali. Very good, Thakur. Very good, Alpana. And there was another question. Which one of the following is the crux of the passage? Now, our duties to one another derive from our religious traditions. Having relationship to the divine principle is a great virtue. Balance between rights and duties is crucial to the delivery of justice in a society. And the religious concepts of rights is primarily derived from a relationship to God. Very good. So I think most of you answered the question, and the correct answer was balance between rights and duties is crucial to the delivery of justice in a society. Very good, Thakur. Very good, Vaishali. I think Stenson gave the answer in the comment section. Very good, Shubham. Very well done. ये था अपना guys homework passage. Now guys, today we will be taking up some some critical passages. तो मैं आपको पहले इन्फॉर्म कर रहा हूँ, आज पैसेजेस डिफिकल्ट होने वाले हैं. जिसको डिफिकल्ट पैसेज नहीं करने वो रहने दो, लेकिन जो सच में डिफिकल्ट पैसेजेस फेस करना चाहता है, नाउ यू आर मोर देन वेलकम टू स्टे एंड ट्राई इट विद मी. देखते हैं कि पेपर में अगर ट्रिकी पैसेजेस आ जाते हैं या बड़े पैसेजेस आ जाते हैं तो उनको कैसे हैंडल किया जाता है. सो फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स वी आर बिगिनिंग विद आर लेवल 2 पैसेजेस. लेवल 2 पैसेजेस जिसमें 2 या 3 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, उनको हम बोलते हैं लेवल 2 पैसेजेस. एंड गाइस, इफ यू हैव नॉट लाइक्ड द सेशन, यार लाइक तो कर दो यार, इतना लाइक और शेयर तो बनता है यार, है ना? That's the least we could do. So yes, are you ready? So let's begin, guys. So this is the first passage, and before we start the passage, अरे इसमें यार एक सेकंड हो. I think there is, आपको शायद दिखाई नहीं दे रहा होगा ना, ऐसे कर लेते हैं. Just give me a second, please. ठीक है, चलो. I think that should be enough. Right. चलो पहले क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं and then we will jump on to the passage. First question is, the need for policy intervention to mitigate risks in agriculture is because, फिर उसने ऑप्शन दिए हैं. सेकंड इज, which one of the following observations emerges from the above passage? So what can be observed from the passage and the need for policy intervention, right? So ये हमें ढूंढना है इस पैसेज में. So let's read the passage, guys. A number of empirical studies find that farmers are risk averse. What do they mean by risk averse? Farmers do not want to take risk. So a number of empirical studies find that farmers are risk averse, though only moderately in many cases. Okay, there is also evidence to show that farmers' risk aversion results in cropping patterns and input use designed to reduce risk rather than to maximize income. तो ज्यादातर ये देखा गया है कि फार्मर जो है वो रिस्क नहीं लेते, और इससे क्या होता है कि जो क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न है और जो इनपुट के जो यूज हैं वो ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं रिस्क रिड्यूस करने में, ना कि मैक्सिमाइज इनकम को मैक्सिमाइज करने में. Farmers adopt a number of strategies to manage and cope with agricultural risks. Okay, and now these include practices like crop and field diversification, non-farm employment, storage of stocks, and strategic migration of family members. Now, there are also institutions ranging from shared tenancy to kinship, extended family, and informal credit agencies. Now, one major obstacle to risk sharing by farmers is that same type of risks can affect a large number of farmers in the region. Empirical studies show that traditional methods are not adequate. Hence, there is need for intervention, especially measures that cut across geographical regions. तो एक तो ये क्वेश्चन था ना, show that traditional methods are not adequate. So hence, there is a need for policy interventions, especially measures that cut across geographical regions. Right? Policies may aim at tackling agricultural risks directly or indirectly. Examples of risk-specific policies are crop insurance, price stabilization, and the development of varieties resistant to pests and diseases. Now, policies which affect risks indirectly are irrigation, subsidized credit, and access to information. Now, no single risk-specific policy is sufficient to reduce risk and is without side effects. That is true. Whereas policies not specific to risk influence the situation and affect risks only indirectly. So crop insurance as a policy measure to tackle agricultural risk directly deserves careful consideration in the Indian context and in many other developing countries, because the majority of farmers depend on rain-fed agriculture, and in many areas yield variability is the predominant cause of their income instability. Yield variability is the predominant cause of their income instability, right? So basically he's saying, guys, the basic crux is passage का वो क्या है कि farmers are risk averse, they do not want to take risk. So उनकी strategies, cropping patterns वो सब उसी तरह से develop होते हैं जिसमें उनको risk ना लेना पड़े. वो अपनी income maximize नहीं करना चाहते, वो risk कम करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन ये traditional methods enough नहीं है. ठीक है, अब ऐसी policies आनी चाहिए जो एग्रीकल्चरल रिस्क को डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली टैकल कर पाए. कुछ पॉलिसीज जैसे क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस, प्राइस स्टेबलाइजेशन एंड द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वैरायटीज रेजिस्टेंट टू पेस्ट एंड डिजीज, ये डायरेक्ट पॉलिसीज हैं. और कुछ इनडायरेक्ट पॉलिसीज जैसे इरिगेशन, सब्सिडाइज क्रेडिट और एक्सेस टू इन्फॉर्मेशन, ये इनडायरेक्ट पॉलिसीज हैं. ठीक है, तो नो सिंगल रिस्क पॉलिसी इज इनफ. सो वो सभी को करना चाहिए, राइट? तो ये कह रहा है वो. अब लेट्स आंसर द क्वेश्चंस, गाइस. The need for policy intervention to mitigate risks in agriculture is because farmers are extremely risk averse. Farmers do not know how to mitigate risks. The methods adopted by farmers and existing risk sharing institutions are not adequate. Or majority of farmers depend on rain-fed agriculture. Yes, guys, what do you say? Now, guys, everybody has to participate. Be it right or be it wrong, doesn't matter. Let's see if we are able to understand, comprehend the passage aptly or not. Very well done, guys. Harsh says C, Vaishali says C, Harsh C, okay, Harsh. Vivek says C, Vaishali D, Alpna says C. Why is the reason? तो मैंने अंडरलाइन भी किया था, देखो, the traditional methods are not adequate and hence there is a need for policy interventions. ये था इसका आंसर. Very good, Shubham Thakur. The correct answer was the methods adopted by farmers and existing risk sharing institutions are not adequate. Very good, Stanzin. So the correct answer was option number C. Got it, Vaishali? And for second question, guys, which of the following observations emerges from the above passage? One can identify a single policy that can reduce risk without any side effect. That is not true. No single risk specific policy sufficient to reduce agricultural risk. Okay, policies which affect risk indirectly can eliminate it. And government's policy intervention can mitigate agricultural risk completely. Harsh says B, Vivek says A, Alpna B, Vishali B, Thakur B, Stanzin says B. All right. Now, which one of the following emerges from the above passage? See guys, this was specifically given here. No single risk specific policy is sufficient to reduce risk and is without side effects. Whereas policies are not specific to risk influence the general situation and affect risks only indirectly. So there is no single risk specific policy which can eliminate risk completely. यही कह रहा है वो जो हम देख सकते हैं. तो there should be many policies which should be in effect to mitigate the effect of risks in the agricultural industry, agricultural sector of the country. So correct option was option number B. No single risk specific policy sufficient to reduce agricultural risks. Very good, Shubham. No, Vaishali, it should be B. Very good, Sanjan. Very good, Thakur, Vaishali. Very good, Alpna. Good job, guys. चलो, that was passage number 1. अब ऐसे passages को थोड़ा सा कामली कर पढ़ के आपको सॉल्व करना होता है, लेकिन एक बार आप पढ़ लो फिर ये सॉल्व भी बड़े आराम से हो जाते हैं. चलो, सेकंड पैसेज गाइस. नेक्स्ट पैसेज पे चलते हैं. And how many questions are there? There are 3 questions on this. So let's read the questions, guys. Right? First is agricultural collectivities such as group-based farming can provide the rural poor what? Okay. Second is, what does the author imply by gender impact? We have to find that and consider the following assumptions. So he has given us 2 assumptions, and we have to find which of them is correct or not. Right? So let's read the passage, guys. Right? The poor, especially in market economics, need the strength that collectivities offer for creating more economic, social, and political space for themselves, for enhancing their socio-economic well-being. So basically what he's trying to say, the poor, especially in market economics, need the strength that collectivities offer for creating more economic, social, and political space for themselves, for enhancing their socio-economic well-being, and voice as a protection against free market individualism. So this is what they're saying, that poor must be considered while framing market economics, so that they can have their socio-economic well-being and voice, and as a protection against free market individualism. Now it has been argued that a group approach to farming, especially in form of bottom-up agricultural production collectivities, offers substantial scope for poverty alleviation. So it has been argued that a group approach to farming offers substantial scope for poverty alleviation and empowering the poor, as well as enhancing agricultural productivity. To realize this potential, however, the groups would need to be voluntary in nature, small in size, participative in decision making. So he's saying for these groups to be successful, they have to be voluntary in nature, small in size, and participative in decision making, and equitable in work sharing and benefit distribution. Now, there are many notable examples of such collectivities to be found in varied contexts, such as transitions economies. All of them bear witness to the possibilities of successful cooperation under given conditions. And although the gender impact, ये उसने क्वेश्चन पूछा ना, of the family cooperatives in the transition economies are uncertain, the Indian examples of women-only group farming offer considerable potential for benefiting women. So people working together can help each other, and they can, bring, they can bring strength, and they can alleviate poverty. For example, these cooperatives, जैसे example देता हूँ यार मैं आपको, जो मुझे अभी ध्यान आ रहा है, अमूल का. अमूल is a cooperative, right? वो क्या था, जब वहाँ पे जो फार्मर्स और मिल्क मिट्स थे गुजरात में, उन्होंने मिलके, ठीक है, विमेन स्पेसिफिकली, उन्होंने मिलके क्या बनाया, अमूल को बनाया, एंड इट टर्न्ड आउट टू बी अ सक्सेसफुल प्रोजेक्ट, राइट? तो अब इसको हम बोलते हैं कलेक्टिव वर्किंग. ये सब उसने बोला था इस पैसेज में. तो अब क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. एग्रीकल्चरल कलेक्टिविटीज सच एज ग्रुप बेस्ड फार्मिंग कैन प्रोवाइड द रूरल पुअर एम्पावरमेंट, इंक्रीज्ड एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्टिविटी, safeguard against exploitative markets, and surplus production of agricultural commodities. Yes guys, so the options are 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 only, 2 and 4 only, and 1 3 4 only. देखो 1 और 2 तो मुझे क्लियरली दिख रहा है, अब 3 और 4 में आपको डिसाइड करना है. Yes, guys, what do you say? Increased agricultural productivity. Substantial scope for poverty alleviation दिया हुआ उसने, and empowering the poor as well as enhancing agricultural productivity. तीन चीज दी हुई है उसने. So I think surplus production of agricultural commodities is not mentioned. Increased production is mentioned. So 1, 2, and 3, right? Empowerment, poverty alleviation, enhancing agricultural productivity. The correct option here was option number B. The word can in the statement open possibility of every option. नहीं, सरप्लस कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं है विवेक भारद्वाज, अगर आप देख रहे हो तो उसमें इंक्रीज और सरप्लस सेम नहीं होता यार. दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज गेटिंग एट. देखो, एक तो उसने क्या दिया, इंक्रीज्ड एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्टिविटी, और एक सरप्लस प्रोडक्शन. सरप्लस पता है क्या होता है? विच इज मोर देन रिक्वायर्ड, उसको सरप्लस बोलते हैं. करेक्ट. सरप्लस इज मोर देन योर more than what we require. For example, अगर इंडिया को 200 मेट्रिक टन्स अगर वीट चाहिए, और अगर इंडिया 260 मेट्रिक टन वीट प्रोड्यूस करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड सरप्लस. और वो 60 मेट्रिक टन है उसको हम एक्सपोर्ट कर देते हैं, सरप्लस उसको कहा जाता है. इंक्रीज और सरप्लस में डिफरेंस होता है गाइस. देखो उसने ये दिया हुआ है जो मैंने टिक किया, ध्यान देखो पैसेज में मैं अंडरलाइन कर रहा हूँ. Agricultural production collectivities offer substantial scope for poverty alleviation and empowering the poor as well as enhancing agricultural productivity. Enhancing and surplus is two different things. Got it, विवेक? समझ आ गए? मैं भी वही समझ गया था, आपने कहाँ कंफ्यूज हुए हुए, बट ऑप्शन 2 और ऑप्शन 4 कहाँ सिमिलर दिख रहे थे मुझे, तो वहीं पे डिफरेंस एक वर्ड से हो जाता है कि इंक्रीज और सरप्लस में डिफरेंस रहता है. वेरी वेल डन गाइस. सो करेक्ट ऑप्शन वाज ऑप्शन नंबर बी. Very good, Sripuram Reddy. Very good, Himani. Very good, Vaishali. Very good, Shubham, Alpna, Sinzan, Vaishali. Got it, guys? It is not even mentioned, and surplus has a very different meaning altogether. All right, guys. Coming to second question, what does the author imply by gender impact? Now, women are doubtful participants in cooperatives. Family cooperatives may not include women. Women benefiting from group farming, or women's role in transition economies is highly restrictive. So gender impact, this is where we talked about last line. And although the gender impact of the family cooperatives in the transition economies are uncertain, the Indian examples of women only groups farming offer considerable potential for benefiting women. क्या कह रहे हैं कि gender impact of the family cooperatives in the transition economies are uncertain, right? The Indian examples of women only group, although the gender impact is uncertain, but Indian example for women only group offer considerable potential benefiting of women. So women are doubtful participants? No. Family cooperatives may not include women. Women benefiting from group farming, or women's role in transition economies is highly restrictive. What do you say? Very well done, guys. No, Harsh. हाईली रिस्ट्रिक्टिव, ये देखो ये गलत हो गया, वहां पे अनसर्टन दिया हुआ था. आप ना थोड़ा सा ध्यान से पढ़ो कि वो क्या बोल रहा है पैसेज में. वहां पे उसने अनसर्टन दिया हुआ है. जेंडर इम्पैक्ट इज अनसर्टन, बट इंडियन वुमेन्स ग्रुप दे प्रूव अ गुड एग्जांपल. लास्ट लाइन पढ़ो एक बार दोबारा. एंड ऑल्दो द जेंडर इम्पैक्ट of the family cooperatives in the transition economies are uncertain, the Indian examples of women-only groups farming offer considerable potential for benefiting women. So gender impact here means women benefiting from group farming. The correct option was option number C. Very well done. Gautam, got it? Harsh, samajh aa gaya? All right. And for question number 3, consider the following assumptions. It is imperative for transition economies to have agricultural collectivities, or agricultural productivity can be increased by group approach to farming. It is imperative for transition economies to have agricultural collectivities, or agricultural productivity can be increased by group approach to farming. What do you say? Very good, Stanzen. Very good, Vivek. Now, this imperative makes it an extreme option, guys. Right? Imperative means it would be impossible for transition economies to flourish without agricultural activities, but that is nowhere given. Agricultural activities is just an example for transition economies, right? But option number 2 is absolutely correct. Agricultural productivity can be increased by group approach to farming. So correct option here was option number B. Very well done, guys. Kudos to all of you. Guys, this is how we improve our comprehension skills, critical ability, elimination method, and everything that comes into play. And that's when we solve these passages with definite surety that yes, we have done this. Very good, Vaishali, Gautam, Himani, Shubham, Thakur, Harsh, Alpna, very well done. Green Heart, Guardian, very good. Vivek, very good. Stanza. Good job, guys. Chalo, moving to the next passage. Okay, now this is again level 2 passage, and from now onwards we'll be taking up level 2 passages. So please please be very critical with your understanding and comprehension, right? Thank you, Stanzin. All right, let's read the questions, guys. According to the passage, what does deepening of democracy mean in the Western context? Second question is, greater democratization in India has not necessarily led to what? And what is the silent revolution that has occurred in the Indian democratic process, right? So democratization, silent revolution, and deepening of democracy, right? If there is a visibility problem, Vikas, you can increase the video quality. Increase it from 360 to 720p. Imperative hota hai, which is which is imperative is something that cannot work without something. For example, justice is imperative for the working of a society. So imperative is something which is not important or crucial. Crucial is which is very important. Essential is required. Imperative is something that cannot work without the other thing, right? All right, chalo padhte hain guys is passage ko. In a typical Western liberal context, deepening of democracy invariably leads to consolidation of liberal values. So in Western context, deepening of democracy invariably leads to consolidation of liberal values. In the Indian context, democratization is translated into greater involvement of people, not as individuals, which is a staple to liberal discourse, but as communities or groups. तो क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं यहाँ पे समझना है कि वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में अगर हम डेमोक्रेसी को की डीपनिंग की बात करें कि लोगों को डेमोक्रेसी का रियलिटी पता चले, वो इनवेरिएबली लीड्स टू कंसोलिडेशन ऑफ लिबरल वैल्यूज के मतलब उसमें इंडिविजुअल जो वैल्यूज हैं लिबरल मतलब होता ना अपनी फ्रीडम आज़ादी एंड जो थिंकिंग आउट ऑफ द कंटेक्स्ट या रेवोल्यूटिंग रिवोल्टिंग अगेंस्ट समथिंग, ये उनकी कंसोलिडेशन पे लीड करता है. लेकिन इंडिया में डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब क्या हो जाता है? इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ पीपल नॉट एज इंडिविजुअल्स बट एज ग्रुप्स और कम्युनिटीज. सो इंडिविजुअल्स आर गेटिंग इन्वॉल्व्ड इन द पब्लिक स्फेयर not as atomized individuals but as members of primordial communities drawn on religious or caste identity. That is absolutely true यार, ये सच है इंडिया में ना. बाहर लोगों को अगर बोलोगे यार डेमोक्रेसी है तो वो डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब फ्रीडम, इंडिविजुअल फ्रीडम समझते हैं. हम यहाँ पे इंडिया में डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब क्या समझते हैं कि हमारे जो धर्म है, संप्रदाय है या प्रांत है, हमें एज ए ग्रुप हमें वो मिलनी चाहिए, डेमोक्रेसी होनी चाहिए. तो ये डिफरेंस है आइडियोलॉजी में वेस्टर्न कंटेक्स्ट और इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में. Now, community identity seems to be the governing force. That is true. It is not therefore surprising that so-called peripheral groups continue to maintain their identities with reference to the social groups, which include caste, religion, or sect. So this means that the so-called peripheral groups continue to maintain their identities with reference to social groups, जैसे caste, religion, or sect to which they belong while getting involved in political processes, despite the fact that their political goals remain more or less identical. So by helping to articulate the political voice of the marginalized, democracy in India has led to a loosening of social structures and empowered the peripherals to be confident of their ability to improve the socio-economic conditions in which they are placed. तो इसको ध्यान से पढ़ना guys. By helping to articulate the political voice of marginalized, इस बहाने कि हम गरीबों की या कमजोर वर्ग की हम आवाज उठा रहे हैं. Democracy in India has led to a loosening of social structures and empowered the peripherals. तो जो हमारे social groups थे ना, उनकी loosening हो गई है, लेकिन जो peripheral groups थे वो empower हो गए हैं. So empowered the peripherals to be confident of their ability to improve the socio-economic conditions in which they are placed. This is a significant political process that has led to a silent revolution through a meaningful transfer of power from upper caste cities to various subaltern groups within the democratic framework of public governance. So this is a significant political process that has led to a silent revolution through a meaningful transfer of power from upper caste, ये जो caste के basis पे जो होता था, धर्म के कास्ट के बेसिस पे जो पॉलिटिक्स होती थी, उससे शिफ्ट होके अब एक मीनिंगफुल ट्रांसफर ऑफ पावर हुआ है रेवोल्यूशन की वजह से, साइलेंट रेवोल्यूशन की वजह से, जिससे वेरियस सब ऑल्टर्न ग्रुप्स विद इन अ डेमोक्रेटिक फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ पब्लिक गवर्नेंस, मतलब जो वर्गों को पहले कास्ट में रिलीजन के अकॉर्डिंग उन पे बंधे रहना पड़ता था अपने धर्म में, क्योंकि उनकी आइडेंटिटी उससे होती थी, अब उससे हटके पेरिफेरल ग्रुप्स को भी पावर मिलने लगी है. सो दैट इज व्हाट दे मेंट बाय दिस पैसेज. So अब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं. According to the passage, what does deepening of democracy mean in the Western context? Consolidation of group and class identities, democratization translated as greater involvement of people, democratization as greater involvement of atomized individuals in the public sphere, or none of the statements A, B, C given are above is correct in this statement. Krishna Sahu, that's a question that you can answer. देखो मैं तो क्या बोलूँ कि हाँ यार मेरे पैसेज मेरे लेक्चर्स देख लो, आपको सारा सीसैट कवर हो जाएगा. आई कैन नॉट बी द जज ऑफ दैट. आपको समझ आता है या नहीं आता वो डिपेंड करता है देखने के बाद और कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पावर के बाद, बट दैट आई कैन अश्योर दैट इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल. और जो स्टूडेंट्स रेगुलरली पढ़ रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टेंजन है, अल्पना है, हर्ष है, प्रांजल है, बहुत स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो रेगुलरली सेशंस में आते हैं, ये आपको ज़्यादा अच्छे से बता सकते हैं कि ये जो लाइव सेशंस हैं आपके या ये जो कोर्स है ये आपको हेल्प कर पाएगा या नहीं कर पाएगा. सो गाइस, कुड यू हेल्प आउट कृष्णा? ही इज स्केप्टिकल कि यार ये सेशंस जो हैं वो इनफ हैं या नहीं है सीसेट की प्रिपरेशन के लिए. ऑब्वियसली इसके बाद आपको प्रैक्टिस तो और करना पड़ेगा, बट दिस विल गिव यू बाय एंड लार्ज अ होल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द पेपर के वहाँ पे कैसे करना होता है. So I think guys, देखो consolidation, उसने पहले क्या बोला, consolidation of liberal values, it leads to, that means it affects, deepening of democracy leads to consolidation of liberal values, right? So that was nowhere given in any of the options, so correct option was option number D. Now it does not mean consolidation of groups and class identities, no. Democratization translated as greater involvement of people, no. Democratization has greater involvement of atomized individuals in the public sphere. That does not mean deepening of democracy in the Western context. So correct option was option number D. Syllabus, देखो पिछले 10-11 सालों के सारे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस हैं, हर तरह के आपको डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स पे आपको हमने वो दिए हैं. इन्फ्रेंस बेस्ड कैसे करना है, अजम्पशन बेस्ड कैसे करना है, कंक्लूजन बेस्ड अलग अलग करवाया है. देन उससे पहले हमने ये भी समझाया कि एलिमिनेशन मेथड और क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस क्या होता है, और उसके बाद प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन भी दिए. अब इससे ज़्यादा कंप्लीट सिलेबस क्या होगा यार, आई डोंट थिंक. नो आई अंडरस्टैंड हाउ यू आर स्केप्टिकल, बट उसमें कोई वो नहीं थी. मैं तो आपको सिर्फ हेल्प करने की बात कर रहा था. ठीक है, तो एक बार आप पहले 5 सेशन देख लो हर्ष इस सीरीज के ना, पहले 5 सेशन देख लो, ठीक है, विच वुड बी 20-25 मिनट्स लॉन्ग, ठीक है। उसके बाद आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि आपको ये फॉलो करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए, ठीक है। नहीं सारे करने वो आपकी चॉइस है कृष्णा, पर पहले 5 सेशन इनफ है। पहले 5 सेशन देख लो इस सीरीज के, यू विल गेट टू नो कि हम यहाँ पे कैसे करते हैं, ठीक है। चलो गाइस, मूविंग टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2। चलो, आई नो यू मस्ट बी वेटिंग। सेकंड क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं। ग्रेटर डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन इन इंडिया हैज नॉट नेसेसरीली लेड टू the dilution of caste and communal identities in the public sphere, irrelevance of community identity as governing force in Indian politics, marginalization of elite groups in society, or relative unimportance of hereditary identities over class identities. ध्यान से पढ़ना गाइस, ग्रेटर डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन इन इंडिया हैज नॉट नेसेसरीली लेड टू, इसने ये नहीं किया है। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड संजन, वेरी गुड ग्रीन हार्ट, वेरी गुड अल्पना, वेरी गुड हर्ष, वेरी गुड विकास। नहीं प्रांजल, इसको तो कोई मेंशन ही नहीं है यार, मार्जिनलाइजेशन ऑफ एलीट ग्रुप्स इन सोसाइटी। ये देखो, by helping to articulate the political voice of the marginalized, democracy in India has led to a loosening of social structures and empowered the peripherals to be confident of their ability to improve the socio-economic conditions in which they are placed. Now, this is a significant political process that has led to silent revolution, to a meaningful transfer of power from upper caste cities to various subaltern groups within the democratic framework of public governance. Right? The correct option, the dilution of caste and communal identities in public spheres. So democratization has not led to the dilution of caste and communal identities. तो वो तो अभी भी बनी हुई है। देखो उसने शुरू में क्या बोला कि अभी भी इंडिया में ये कम्युनल ग्रुप्स रहते हैं और बने रहते हैं, इनमें कुछ पेरिफेरल ग्रुप्स भी बने हैं, लेकिन ये ग्रुप भी चलते रहते हैं। Individuals are getting involved in public space not as atomized individuals but as members of primordial communities drawn on religious or caste identity. ये देखो, community identity seems to be governing force. ये देखो दिया हुआ उसने, and it is not therefore surprising that so-called peripheral groups continue to maintain their identities with reference to the social groups to which they belong while getting involved in the political processes, despite the fact that their political goals remain more or less identical. So the correct option here was option number A. Alright, Pranjal, Himani. And coming to question number 3, guys, what is the silent revolution that has occurred in Indian democratic process? Irrelevance of caste and class hierarchies in political processes, loosening of social structures in voting behavior and patterns, social change through transfer of power from upper caste elites to subaltern groups, or all the statements ABC given above are correct in this context? So I think this was given in the last sentence, that the silent revolution is the change of power, transfer of power from upper caste elites to subaltern groups. Very well done. The correct option here was option number C. Well done, guys. Good job. Very good, Thakur. Very good, Shubham. Very good, Pranjal, Dashali, Alpna, Harsh, Sanjan. Very well done. Good job. चलो guys, next passage, एक और passage करना है और then I'll give you your homework passage, ठीक है? So quickly let's take it up. मैंने कहा था ना, जैसे ही हम level 2, level 3 passages पढ़ेंगे, सेशन के टाइम अपने आप बढ़ जाएगा, क्योंकि सॉल्व करने में टाइम भी ज्यादा लगता है इनमें। चलो guys, with the reference to the passage, consider the following statements. It is desirable that impact of foreign direct investment should be pro-competitive. अच्छा, ये उसने स्टेटमेंट दिए और उसको हमें जज करना है कि ठीक है या गलत। ओके, दूसरा क्वेश्चन, अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैसेज, हाउ डज अ फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर डोमिनेट द relevant domestic market. Okay, and what is the inference from this passage? What can you infer from this passage? Okay, so we have these three questions. Now let's try to solve it, guys. The need for competition law becomes more evident when foreign direct investment is liberalized. Very well said. The need for competition law becomes more evident when foreign direct investment FDI is liberalized. The impact of FDI is not always pro-competitive. ठीक है कि वो हमेशा pro-competitive नहीं होता. Very often FDI takes the form of a foreign corporation. Very often, ठीक है, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है FDI takes the form of a foreign corporation acquiring a domestic enterprise or establishing a joint venture with one. By making such an acquisition, the foreign investor may substantially lessen the competition and gain a dominant position in the relevant market, thus charging higher prices. इसी को monopolization बोलते हैं ना. FDI को हमेशा प्रोटेस्ट कहीं नहीं क्यों किया जाता है? वॉलमार्ट आया तो उन्होंने जो मिडल मैन है इनको खत्म कर दिया कंट्री में से ना, ये बोल के वो सस्ती चीजें देंगे, तो इसलिए बोल रहा है कि नीड फॉर कंपटीशन लॉ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Another scenario is where the affiliates of two separate multinational companies have been established in competition with one another in a particular developing economy following the liberalization of FDI. एक दूसरा सिनेरियो ये भी है कि दो सेपरेट मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज को compete करने को मौका दिया गया है, ठीक है, लिबरलाइजेशन के तहत FDI में किसी डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी. वो फेयर है, लेकिन एक कंपनी आके एक्वायर कर लेती है दूसरी कंपनी को या जॉइंट वेंचर खोल लेती है, तो उससे कंपटीशन नहीं बढ़ता, उससे मोनोपोलाइजेशन बढ़ता है, राइट. Subsequently the parent companies overseas merge. अच्छा, पूरा सिनेरियो था. Another scenario is where the affiliates of two separate multinational companies have been established in competition with one another in a particular developing economy following the liberalization of FDI. Subsequently the parent companies overseas merge. अगर वो merge हो जाती हैं with the affiliates no longer remaining independent, ठीक है, तो फिर एफिलिएट्स में वो इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं रहते हैं. कंपटीशन इन द होस्ट कंट्री में भी आर्टिफिशियली इन्फ्लेटेड, वो इन्फ्लेट हो जाता है, ठीक है, आर्टिफिशियली, क्योंकि वो दोनों कंपनीज मर्ज कर गई हैं बाहर. Most of these adverse consequences of mergers and acquisitions by MNCs can be avoided if an effective competition law is in place. Also, an economy that has implemented an effective competition law is in a better position to attract FDI than the one that has not. That is also true. This is not just because most MNCs are expected to be accustomed to the operation of such a law in their home countries and know how to deal with such concerns, but also that MNCs expect competition authorities to ensure a level playing field between domestic and foreign firms. That is also another aspect for the same. MNCs भी चाहती है कि एक level playing field हो, मतलब competition law हो, ये नहीं कि monopolization हो जाए. कंपनी ने आया, एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, मान लो ये पहले इंडिया की कंपनी थी यार, कोई जैसे थम्स अप, ठीक है, थम्स अप अपनी सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक 10 रुपए पर बॉटल बेचती थी, कोको कोला आई उसने 5 रुपए की कर दी. दैट वुड लीड टू डिसरप्शन ऑफ कंपटीशन इन द मार्केट. समझ रहे हो? वो सिनेरियो बोल रहा है कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा कंपटीशन लॉ होना चाहिए. चलो अब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं गाइस. With reference to the passage, consider the following statements. It is desirable that the impact of foreign direct investment should be pro-competitive. All right, and the entry of foreign investors invariably leads to the inflated prices in domestic market. ये फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स से हमेशा प्राइस इंक्रीज होते ही होते हैं. व्हाट डू यू से? वेरी गुड हर्ष, वेरी गुड ग्रीन हार्ट गार्जियंस काउंसिल, वेरी गुड प्रांजल, वेरी गुड स्टैंजन, वेरी गुड तनु. Second is absolutely wrong. Invariably means it always. So guys, these extreme words, invariably, always, never, only, right, imperative, so these make options very restricted. So the correct option was only option A. So it is expected that FDI should be pro-competitive, but you know it is not always so, but it is, you know, it should be pro-competitive. That is the correct here. Okay, I'll call you green heart. All right, very good Vishali, Arpana, Tanu, Stanzan, very good Shubham, very well done. चलो सेकंड क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. According to the passage, how does foreign investor dominate the relevant domestic market. So multinational companies get accustomed to domestic laws. Foreign companies establish joint ventures with domestic companies. Affiliates in a particular market sector lose their independence as their parent companies overseas merge, right? And foreign companies lower the cost of their products as compared to that of products of domestic companies. Yes guys, so according to the passage, सिर्फ जो passage में given है ना, उस basis पे आपने यहाँ पे आंसर करना है. Very good, stanza. That is critical analysis. Very good. Yes guys, very well done. Multinational companies get accustomed to domestic laws. Wrong. Foreign companies lower the cost of their prices. That was not given in the passage, right? What was given in the passage, foreign companies establish joint ventures, and the domestic companies lose their independence because the parent companies merge overseas. So option B is absolutely correct, right? And last question, guys, what is the inference from this passage? Foreign investors and multinational companies always dominate domestic market. Extreme option, it is not in the best interest of domestic economy to allow mergers of company. With competition law, it is easy to ensure a level playing field between domestic and foreign firms. Or for countries with open economy, foreign direct investment is essential for growth. What is the inference? Very good, Pranjal. Very good, Sanjin. Very good, Greenheart. Very good, Alpna. Very good, Harsh. Very good, Bashali, Thakur, Hemant. Very well done. It's with competition. That is what he wanted to emphasize on. That competition law must be there in place. It must be installed before liberalization of FDI, so that they can ensure level playing field. That means equal opportunities to both domestic firms and foreign firms. The correct option was option number C. Very well done, guys. So it was an amazing session, and I really like your receptiveness. Very good, Shubham, Tanu, Imani, Thakur. Very well done. Awesome, guys. And guys, अरे आज कोई होमवर्क पैसेज नहीं दे रहा हूँ मैं आपको, ठीक है? सिर्फ आपको मैं ये बताने आया हूँ that we are running a 30% off on our courses, ठीक है? For quants, reasoning and English for CSAT course. And if you wish to start, or if you have not already begun your preparation for CSAT, this course would be a one-stop shop where you can find everything, ranging from previous year questions, concepts, individual topics, and practice questions at the same point of time. Guys, please do share your feedback with me. ऐसे में छोड़ के जाना है सेशन एकदम से 10 यार, लाइक तो कर देना एटलीस्ट. अगर अच्छा नहीं लगा तो डिसलाइक कर देना, नो इश्यूज. बट अपना फीडबैक जरूर दो यार. प्लीज डू शेयर योर फीडबैक विद मी. How was the session? How was the how was the interpretation, and was it helpful or fruitful to you or not? Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, Alpna. Yes, Tanzan, I know this is, I always believe slow can never become fast. Slow always becomes smooth, and then smooth becomes fast. And that is the way to learn everything in life. Even if a kid starts learning how to walk, he does not run, he crawls, then learns how to stand, then take baby steps, then walk and then run. So a simple process of walking takes such long. This is UPSC here. We cannot expect results overnight, but yes, we can learn so much with practice and persistence. That is the crux of this whole session. So अरे यार, इन सेशन का क्रक्स तो बताओ. चलो पैसेजेस का क्रक्स तो आप निकाल लेते हो. जो हम ये सेशंस करते हैं, इनका क्रक्स कोई निकाल के बताए मुझे. आज आपके लिए क्वेश्चन है गाइस. Not from the passages, but a general question. What is the crux of these passages, of these sessions? What are we aiming to get here? Thank you, Shubham. Very well done. Alpna, 11 out of 11. Very good, Alpna. Very good, Stanzin. Good job. That's okay, Green Art. It's perfectly all right. अच्छा, recorded देखते हो. Good job. Thank you, Thakur. Thank you so much. Slow and then fast. Yes. Absolutely. ladder by ladder, step by step. Very good, green heart. Perfection. Very good, Dhawan. Session starts at 12 noon. Dhawan. Yes, Bhuja. 12 बजे होते हैं session यार. The sessions are at 12 noon. Practice is the key, right? Not bad, Harsh. Perfection, green heart. Very good. Alpna says commitment. Tanu says I'm very bad in passages. Being good or being bad at something does not mean anything here. ठीक है, मैं हमेशा ये मानता हूँ कि यार we have been born as human beings for a reason. ठीक है, अगर हम कोई एनिमल होते, I would have understood. ठीक है, कोई जानवर होते, गाय भैंस होते, ठीक है, तो हम समझते कि यार ठीक है हम बोल नहीं सकते, वी डू नॉट हैव द कॉग्निजेंस, द पावर ऑफ कॉग्निजेंस, तो ये सब हमारे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है. लेकिन एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल फॉर अस. ठीक है, तो कोई ये सब जो है ना कि मैं आई एम गुड और आई एम बैड एट समथिंग, देयर इज नो सच थिंग एज दैट. मैं नहीं विश्वास करता यार कि कोई इंसान ये बोलता है कि आई एम गुड एट दिस और आई एम बैड एट दिस. दिस इज ऑल इन योर हेड, कि हम अपने आप को डिफाइन कर देते हैं कि यार मैं इसमें अच्छा हूँ और मैं इसमें अच्छा नहीं हूँ. But as a human being, you are capable of everything that exists, everything that you can think of. मेरा मानना ये है कि हम top of the ecosystem है, top of the food chain है. We have been brought as a species which has the power of communicating, understanding. We have the power of critical reasoning and cognizance. That is the most important aspect. यही सब हमें human beings बनाते हैं. That's how we differ from other animals, right? We are social animals. So please focus on this ability of human beings. और फिर देखो देखो मुझे तो हमेशा ये लगता है यार, मुझे मतलब हाउ टू इम्प्रूव यार, सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन ये है, हाउ टू इम्प्रूव. नो, द ओनली वे टू इम्प्रूव इज टू चैलेंज योरसेल्फ. देयर इज नो अदर वे. समथिंग विल नॉट come to you, you know, in your on the silver platter, right? You will have to work for anything in this life. So stop making these biases in your head that I'm good at this or I'm bad at this. You're good at everything, just give it a try. Take the right approach, be happy in your understanding, and that is what it takes to master anything and everything in this life, right? Got it, Tanu? समझ आ गया? अच्छा बुरा कुछ नहीं है यार, आज मेहनत करना शुरू करो. इंग्लिश ही तो है, लैंग्वेज है, दुनिया भर सीखती है यार. Millions and billions of people communicate in this language, so why not us? Who can stop us? कौन रोक सकता है हमें यार? ये क्वेश्चन है. क्वेश्चन ये होना चाहिए, हमें सीखने से रोक कौन सकता है. क्वेश्चन ये नहीं कि हम अच्छे हैं बुरे. हाय वायरल टैग, हाउ आर यू? वेरी गुड प्रांजल. फेस डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस एंड टू बी परफेक्ट एट एवरीथिंग. चलो guys, having said that, I'll take your leave for today. So guys, if you need to contact us for anything, this is our contact details. First, our email ID, that's hello@civilstaff.com, or you can also drop us, call us, or drop us an email. You can call us at 8146207241, and this is our website, www.civilstaff.com. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. It was a brilliant session. I really enjoyed it. Guys, इससे मुझे बहुत एनर्जी मिलती है, पता है. Yes, टेंशन मैं उसको डिस्कस करूंगा, वो मैंने डाउट सेशन में रखा हुआ है. आई हैव दैट इन माइंड, टेंशन, एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली टेक अप दैट पैसेज. ठीक है, वो कल सेशन हो नहीं पाया ड्यू टू सम टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज, नहीं तो मैं कल ही रख लेता. बट मैं डेफिनेटली मैं उसको रखूंगा, एंड आई प्रॉमिस यू दैट विल डिस्कस इट अगेन. Compete with yourself and learn and analyze it. Very good, Alpna. Right? Chalo guys, please stay safe, stay healthy, keep on working hard, and I want all of you to crack UPSC this time. Pre, mains, and interview. I want to see you as, you know, a great human being, first of all, a great example for everyone around you in your society, and then a person who, you know, who discharges his duty towards his country. Yeah, so I want to see these three virtues in all of you, and I wish all of you all the success in life. And I hope we meet someday after you become an officer, or not even after that, maybe before that, right? So thank you so much, guys. Please take care, and stay safe, stay healthy, keep on working hard, stay focused, and we are always there to support you in everything and as everything possible as you require, right? Thank you so much, and bye. Take care, and I'll see you next week, guys.